we were just conceiving of an idea of whenever the next Batman versus Superman trailer or Suicide Squad trailer comes out. When those come out, we'll just talk about them completely drunk because we're here to talk about TV, not movies.
Yeah, professionalism is a thing.
Yeah,
and we've got it.
Yeah, and you can join us too. You can take a shot every time I say the word damaged tattoos. That's dumb. Welcome back to the TYF DC Debrief, where we talk about The Flash and Arrow on the CW, and starting next week we'll be talking about Supergirl. The reviews of that are out already.
Yeah, and they're mostly good so far. So
they are. I mean, actually, I haven't seen the bad one.
That's
you know good. What? I'm in the environment. I'm keeping my eye out for vigilantes. So.
Exactly. On the case.
I'm on the case. Hey, you know what? Iris was doing that this week. You want to talk about that?
We just want to jump right in.
Yeah, jump right in. Because the Flash wasted no time jumping right in, did it?
But yeah, actually, Iris jumping out of the window and like Barry racing to save her was one of my favorite moments of the episode. So we can start with that. I like that they're giving her storylines. I have a big issue with how Iris's storyline was handled this week, but I don't know if you want to wait for it or not. But otherwise, I did enjoy just the idea that we're seeing her be like an investigative journalist rather than just hearing that she's being an investigative journalist.
Wait, what remind me of what her plot line was? Are we talking about her plot line, Joe's plot line, or were they one and the same?
Here's the problem. She didn't have a plot line. Everything that was about Iris this week was discussed by other characters, except for her one scene with Joe when he tells her that, oh yeah, honey, your mother's alive, after having told her for years that she had died. So to me, to me, it was really frustrating to see her get a storyline and then for her to have no agency in it. You know, Barry and Joe talked about Iris. Joe and Francine, her mother, talked about Iris. We get one scene with Iris and her focused storyline with her and the actress, and I think Candice Patton deserves better. I think she's getting jilted even when she's being given storylines. They're not, and even though they're about her, she's not getting to be the one who gets to handle them. So it's really kind of frustrating to me. And it's something that I didn't really talk about much in my review, actually, just because I didn't really think about it in the moment because it wasn't my favorite. Like, that storyline together wasn't my favorite part of the episode anyway. So it kind of took, the second step behind the Snart stuff, but or the Captain Cold stuff.
Yeah.
But thinking back on it, it really is frustrating to see how that character is still kind of getting jilted even after she's told the truth. So I don't know.
Now, what I wonder is in regards to that plot line, because there's a very extensive conversation where Joe just dishes out all that information to her and offloads it. And normally when you watch a TV show, you expect something going on where she's not going to talk to him for a little while because she's going to be angry about it initially. And she dealt with it weirdly really well. Did you react to that? Did you react to that the same way that I did? Because we actually watched it together for the first time.
We did. I mean, it proves that she's still the most forgiving person on TV. But I thought she could have deserved to be a little pissed off. I guess the whole thing is that Joe got so visibly emotional that it would have been hard to get mad at him. Like, I get that. Jesse L. Martin brings the tears pretty well. But I think it would have been nice to see her angry because I think it would have been justified to see her angry.
I mean, she was justifiably angry last year over the fact that Barry was hiding stuff from her. And this is even bigger than that. Yeah, and Joe.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think her character needs some work, and I don't mind. I have the same issue actually with Laurel this week, but we can get to that in a bit.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I just want to make myself remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, I loved the Captain Cold stuff.
Yeah,
I absolutely thought it was great. Yeah. Did you have any thoughts on the Iris stuff, or you just kind of...
No, I really, like once that Iris stuff happened, it's exactly what I said, where she's the most ridiculously forgiving character on television. Most of the cast of The Flash really is the most forgiving people I've ever seen on television, and it didn't really hit me until this week.
For better and for worse, though. Like, there are some moments when they're super forgiving where it makes a lot of sense, and it's awesome because you don't see it. Like, I remember last season where Cisco told Captain Cold who the Flash was to save his brother. And on any other show, you know, they would have been mad, and they'd been like, how could he betray me like this? And Barry's like, I understand it's your brother.
In
like,
fact,
of course you would do that.
That's what the Diggle plotline has been this entire time so far this season of Arrow, right? But yeah.
The Captain Cole stuff I really loved. Wentworth Miller continues to crush it with his first line of he's like, Barry, like, just his delivery of that.
It was like that.
Fantastic.
It was like that. I can't believe I'm making another Harry Potter joke on this podcast, but it was that bit where like Harry's basically drunk on luck, and he's like, "Hagrid, sir,
yeah,
Barry,
yeah, he's just being like,
fucking
being a smart ass."
Yeah, no, I really like how he and Barry have almost kind of become weird stepbrothers in a way.
Yeah, they have
They're
really
even
good
both wearing
chemistry,
leather.
actually.
Yeah, they do have chemistry, and they're both wearing leather coats, and he's totally like Snart's basically being that older brother. He's like, look, man, you gotta grow up. You gotta have some smokes.
I don't know how to follow that up. No, but I thought I did like their relationship, and you know, obviously he's gonna have to go to Legends of Tomorrow soon. So I hope they like bring him out for one more episode of The Flash before sending him.
Did you feel like that was a little shoehorned with him saying like, oh, maybe you should try being a hero?
No, because it didn't seem like he really wanted to be. If he'd been like, oh, I'm having a change of heart right now, then yeah, I would have thought it would have been shoehorned. But for The Flash and for how, like, you know, the tone is typically a little on the cheese side, I didn't mind. I was like, yes, you should be a hero. Like,
because you're
positivity,
you're awesome.
Hurrah.
You don't want to hate you, so just give it a shot.
I don't hate him. He's a good villain. He's a good, like, and, you know, they gave him some depth this week with him wanting to protect his sister. So I thought all that stuff I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed that half of the episode. Anything else that wasn't that, I was less than impressed. Or, I mean, yeah, I wasn't hugely on board with it, but I still relatively loved the episode.
I was less than impressed with Michael Ironside. I know he can do stuff, but he was just kind of there.
He didn't really make an impression.
No, he died, so there is no impression other than Snart hated his dad.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a lot of that was. I mean, obviously they were doing a clear foil to Joe as a father there. That felt a little kind of forced to me, but
again, I don't think so. I didn't think it seemed forced just because I didn't even notice. I just thought it was two storylines that made sense to run against each other.
Two storylines about dads being bad by accident.
Okay.
One not by accident.
Almost every storyline on The Flash has something to do with a father figure character and what it means to one of the characters. So it's not that surprising. We have so many dad-type characters on the show. That's why I'm annoyed about the Iris and Joe situation. It's because it didn't end up getting to even be about her and her father. But whatever.
What would you like to see happen regarding that, though?
I would like to see her get to have a conversation that isn't just reactionary. I would like her to actually be the center of her own plot. Rather than everybody else talking about her plot.
Repeat
and then
that thought because you were breaking up a bit.
Like, she just character.
Yeah.
Saying that, you know, she just deserves to get to be that, which she hasn't gotten to be at all. Everybody's always talking about her rather than her actually getting to talk herself. So it just kind of sucks to have this really cool version of the character and then have nothing really come from it.
Yep. Yeah, and as cool as that opening scene was, it doesn't really make up for that, does it? People are drinking a lot of coffee this episode. It's just
because they had to keep forcing the Patty Spivot and Barry flirting, which week 2 now is more annoying to me.
Really?
Yeah. I liked it last week. Now I'm annoyed. And I think it's because they're wasting time with her and not giving it to Iris, in my, like, personal point of view. So I'm gonna have to wait. I really cooled off on her. This
I was
week,
waiting
so.
for a cold pun from either of
Yay.
us. They happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically the Captain Cold stuff this week was cool, demeaning Iris as a character, not so cool.
Yeah, but overall, I did really enjoy the episode. I gave it like an 8. Not that that matters, I guess, but if we're going for like quick hits,
Numbers.
that's what happened.
They only matter for CBS's old show. So.
I loved Arrow though. If we want to segue.
Do we want to segue
or did you
to
have
Arrow?
Anything? I didn't really have much more to talk about the Flash.
There really wasn't all that much on the Flash, other than the fact that we got to enjoy Captain Cold and the Iris thing. Yeah, so I mean, it was pretty.
Oh, Harrison Wells.
Yeah, but that was like a second. He comes through the portal. It's like it's.
I know, but you think that they have a guard there?
At Star Labs. They don't have a budget.
I don't know.
Yeah. Jay Garrick is sticking around though.
I know, with the new haircut. He's all cleaned up.
I didn't notice a haircut. Caitlin's kind of really into him, huh?
I know, they're really forcing that. But again, I don't really care about Caitlin. So.
Yeah, but you have to like, I mean, it has been 6 months, but man, like she's getting over Ronnie pretty quick.
Well, I don't know. Maybe at this point she's like, I've lost him twice. Like, I'm not going to do this whole spiel again.
Yep, just like real comic books. So we can move on to Arrow. So last week I noted this in my review, but pretty much every week with Arrow we're getting an opening action scene. I mean, we get that kind of with the Flash a little bit, but with Arrow it's straight up like we got a set piece. They're chasing somebody. Let's do this. Jump into action. So this week it was a lumberyard.
I like it. It makes it seem more comic booky.
Yeah, it's very kind of like serialized, and it's got that in media res kind of feel to it. Oliver totally took a dive on that motorcycle and just got up like it was nothing. I thought that was not as cool as the zip line last week, but
yeah, not quite. But I really liked this week's episode of Arrow, even though I had issue with the Laurel storyline. But I'll wait because I just ranted about one character.
We'll wait. We'll get back to the girls. But the Oliver Diggle stuff, we were complaining about last week. If this keeps going on, that it's going to get really rough. But this week they finally got it resolved, and I felt like waiting just a couple episodes to get it resolved really was good because it got that core Arrow team back together, and obviously they kept hitting that beat. Like Felicity was getting all nostalgic over it.
I hated that meta-ness.
Yeah.
I hated it. I was like, I don't even think the actress is liking saying those lines. It just, God, I hated the OTA, original Team Arrow. It's like, shut up.
No, she said original
shows.
Gangsters.
No, that was the first one. Then she said OTA at the end.
Yeah, she did.
And I was just like, oh, like, meta is fun rarely in TV shows. When it's done, like, in an overabundance like it was in last night's Arrow, it just gets annoying. So, yeah, I didn't like that. But that was so small that, like, I can overlook it.
However, I liked Felicity doing what she was doing even more this week, personally, because... Yeah, so here's the deal, is Oliver and Diggle can't get their shit together. They go off and try to do their own things. Like, basically, it's one of those, like, you got to work as a team. You keep trying to do all your shit on your own. You can't keep doing that. And basically, Felicity just sat the two of them down and was like, no, I'm going to go drink, and you guys are going to sit here and say you're sorry. Basically, she was basically articulating everything that the audience was thinking in one line of dialogue, walks off, and they try to talk stuff out. And just so happens to coincidentally, everything is lining up for them. So...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those it was just one of those bro team like stars aligning like, all right, we get it, we're buddies again. This is good.
You know, I don't even care if it was a little like abrupt. Like I was so sick of Diggle being mad at people.
Yeah.
That I was like, sweet, they're buddies again. Yay, he took a card for Diggle. Like they trust each other, and now they can work together for Hive. And I liked I liked Oliver's comment about like you hid this from me for 2 years. We're more alike than you think we are. Like I loved that. Him being like,
I know.
oh,
That was
okay.
really. Yeah, Oliver was getting real snarky last night.
I know. Again, I like that they're letting him just like continue to be like kind of light and like, gosh darn it, guys. You know, he's just kind of he's so much more charming.
I especially like that bit at the end where he's like, "You took a bullet from me." He's like, "Technically, it was a meta-human playing card." And Diggle's like, "It's the same fucking thing, Oliver. Don't question it. I'm trying to forgive you. Don't be
just
an
chill
idiot."
out. Just chill out. But yeah. Let's talk about the ladies.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about the cards guy?
Oh no, actually I did because he's on Teen Wolf, which I still begrudgingly watch when it's on.
Is he as greasy looking on Teen Wolf as he is here?
I really love him. I think he's good. I like seeing him pop up in things.
You cut out. Hold on.
It's funny the actor.
Okay, there you go. You're back.
I just think it's funny because it's the second Teen Wolf actor to make the jump onto the series. So obviously MTV and the guy who played Arsenal, who played Roy.
Oh, he was on Teen Wolf. Okay. Right.
He was. He has an iconic line. But yeah, things you wouldn't know unless you suffer through a TV show like I do. But I stick with them to the end.
You like Teen Wolf.
So I liked him. I do like Teen Wolf, but I don't like it right now.
Oh.
Right now it sucks.
There you go.
Check out my reviews. But
for more details.
I want to talk about for my extensive rage thoughts. But I want to talk about the ladies.
Yeah. So we go to Leah and you thinking we're going for more Sarah-based stuff, but turns out the most interesting stuff and the most infuriating stuff was going on with Thea. I kind of forgot that Malcolm Merlin took up the mantle of Ra's al Ghul, and the second I saw his face, I'm like, bitch.
I am so excited at the idea that he's the one who like caused her harm, so she'll have to kill him to feel better.
Yeah. I deduced that too. I think pretty much everybody is, but he is such a manipulative bitch.
I hate him. I hate
everybody
that character.
Hates him.
He should have stayed dead in season 1. I am so sick of that character. Like,
you know that when it gets to the point, because he's gonna keep sending League of Shadows Goonies for Thea to basically farm slaughter, right? And we're basically gonna get to a point either mid-season or end of the season where Thea just gets to kill him, and we're gonna be so satisfied when she does.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
She'll be rid of the terrible bloodlust, as he calls it.
It's just it struck me as really shitty that Diggle and Oliver got a really great storyline. Thea got a really great storyline. Laurel is written to be selfish and like dumb in her decision making. Like she has.
But she always was kind of like that. But recently, since she took up Sarah's costuming, her avenging, or avenging Sarah, because she's not avenging, she's Justice Leaguing. But you know what I mean?
Yes. Continue. No, my issue is that, like, she has Nyssa, Sarah's lover, saying this is a bad idea, don't disrespect her spirit. She has Malcolm telling her that nothing like this has ever been done, and that if she comes back, she won't be the same. She has Thea as proof that if she comes back, she won't be the same. And Thea was not even really dead. And she still goes along with it after a year of making amends with the fact that Sarah died, after dealing with her father and the fallout and learning from everything. She's going right back to making stupid decisions, and it just seems like a really poorly written plot contrivance to make Sarah come back to life and to bring the actress to Legends of Tomorrow. And it sucks that once again, for Katie Loss's character to survive, they need to make Laurel's character suffer for it. And I think it just, again, we deal with people hating Laurel all the time. Some of it warranted, most of it not. So for them to write the character in such an obviously obtuse way is frustrating as a fan who's like really wanted to support this character.
I watched the episode this morning and I genuinely can't remember because I didn't even make a note of it. Like, how did they even... Everybody was saying, oh, we can't do this. It's literally not possible, probably. And even if it was, we shouldn't do it. How did she even convince anybody to go ahead and go through with the Temple of Doom Kali Ma thing?
She didn't. It was because Malcolm wanted to like make amends with Thea. He was like, "Oh shit, I messed up. I shouldn't have had those two guys try to kill her." And he did it to try to like gain her trust back. It was like awkward dad didn't know what to do. He's like, "This will make my daughter happy." Like
here, most dads will buy you a car. I'm gonna buy you your friend back from the dead and make her as fucked up as you. Enjoy, Thea.
I mean, regardless, I really loved the episode. I thought it was really good. I thought it was like just the right amount of like ridiculous and fun. And Mr. Terrific was in it more. And Ray Palmer is totally the one sending Felicity messages. But yeah.
Oh, is that what that all is?
Yeah, that's fucking Ray Palmer.
Because there was I was taking it as something having to do with Mr. Terrific because it kept cropping up on her phone every time she was in a room with Holt. And so I thought it had some weird thing to do with the tech he was building or something weird like that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's Ray.
Good theory. I like that.
Because he's still alive, and they keep showing his face as they drive in and out of the city to remind us that he is a thing.
He's basically Star City's Harvey Dent. More Gotham parallels.
No. Why? Why is he Harvey? Oh. I was thinking of somebody else. Never mind. I still don't agree, but I get it.
That's fine. I just kind of pulled it out of my ass.
It happens?
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, I really liked the episode overall. Like, it was fun, you know?
Right. I was gonna, because I was saying to you, because there's like some news going on other than the Supergirl reviews. I can't remember the character's name. I'll try to pull it up online. But in the comics, there's a character who is the son of Oliver Queen, and they say
like Hawk Arrow or something.
They say they're going to be bringing him to Legends of Tomorrow. So
yeah, but not as Oliver's son.
Well, but what if he was from the future?
Because they already showed the mom as being white, and they're casting for African American or biracial.
Oh.
I remember because the fans were really mad. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, they could do it, but I think I read that the shoulders didn't want to bring him back as the son.
I can't tell if people are genuinely mad if they're being trolls. I really can't tell anymore.
Well, it's annoying for them to whitewash a character.
Oh,
that was the problem.
Oh,
like, legitimately mad.
Legends. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. No, but that was the news for that show coming about.
Yeah.
No matter what the character's origin is supposed to be, do you think there's going to be too many characters on that show?
Not if they do it correctly.
Yeah.
Because I think having a lot of characters on a show, I think that can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, you know, think of the Avengers, you know? Or think of the animated Justice League. It's like the fun is seeing a huge group interact and all the different personalities and the interplay.
My gut reaction was going to be they could make it work if they played it like the Justice League or all those DC animation things. Like, especially if you look at Justice League Unlimited, they have so many characters and they just send out a few different heroes on a particular team and they'll follow that group in that particular episode or arc or set of episodes or whatever. But the thing is with the Avengers is one of the things that Age of Ultron made that not work was how many characters they tried to cram all into one story.
Yeah. But, well, think about it. Okay, like to get a more, I guess, like a comparison that works more in a TV setting. Think about Buffy. Buffy got so much better when it was beyond, you know, Xander, Willow, and Buffy, and the three of them. It got so much more interesting when the group expanded in the later seasons, at least to me. I don't know.
No, I'm
not a big Buffy fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's too soon to tell. We haven't really seen much, but I think from what we've seen, it seems like the cast really likes each other and gets along, so I'm hoping that kind of, you know, pushes out the chemistry, but we'll have to wait and see. I feel like we're not really seeing much of that yet.
No, I don't even think we've seen anything beyond the stuff that they happen to film for a pilot that may not even end up being the pilot, I think, right? Then they just filmed some test footage, basically.
Yeah,
and
I think it was just for like a teaser.
Yeah.
But I'm excited regardless. Again, maybe it's just because Rory from Doctor Who's on it, but I'm really excited. And Hawkgirl! I'm so excited to see Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl's like
Hawkman and Hawkgirl. All the Hawks.
I don't care about Hawkman. Hawkgirl on Justice League and Justice League Unlimited were my favorite character. Was my favorite character. I loved her. I wanted to be her. Like, I thought she was a badass.
Nice.
So, I'm stoked. Yeah. Ladies, superheroes, yay.
Cool. So I think that pretty much covers it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So that's you could go online and go to theyoungfolks.com and check out some more expansive reviews on Allie's review of The Flash, my review of this week's Arrow, and we got the premiere of Supergirl coming up this Monday on October 26th, and you could check out Allie's review probably within less than an hour after. I don't know how you do that, but
it'll be up in 20 minutes. Guaranteed.
Probably. And then we got this podcast every week. You could do it on Google Play. You can do it on iTunes. We're on shoutengine.com. That's where we host it. And yeah, you could just like the Young Folks Facebook page or my Facebook page.
Subscribe to us. We're awesome.
Subscribe on all the things. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I would say that's it.
That's it.
That's good.
We've already gone through the ending spiel. That has to be it now.
That has to be it. We're done.
Awkward.